Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Stark, and I am the Global Enrollment and Marketing Director at New Mexico Military Institute, better known as NMMI, located in Roswell, New Mexico. We're so glad you could join us tonight. As you all know, it's hard for parents to leave their teens at a boarding school. And there are a lot of misconceptions of what a military boarding school is all about. So joining us tonight, we have parents and cadets who can tell their story firsthand and help you better understand the programs NMMI has to offer. So let's introduce our cadets. We'll begin with Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez. Paulina, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Cadet Paulina Sanchez Escoto. I'm from Mexico, Sinaloa, and this is my third year at NMMI, and I'm a junior in high school.
Very good. Cadet Walker, would you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Cadet Tessa Walker. I'm from Roswell, New Mexico. This is my 5th year here, and I'm a freshman in college.
Thank you. Cadet Sergeant Tang.
Hello, I'm Lucas Tang. I'm a freshman at New Mexico Military Institute in high school, and this is my 2nd semester here.
Okay, we now have Cadet Riley. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Cleary Riley. I'm from Las Cruces, New Mexico. This is my 1st year here at New Mexico Military Institute, and I am a sophomore in high school.
Very good. As I mentioned to you, we also have some parents with us tonight. We have here Miss Nancy. Would you please introduce yourself to us, Miss Nancy?
Yes, good evening. My name is Nancy Erickson, and I am the mother of Cadet Cleary Riley. And I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and we welcome you this evening.
Thank you. Now we have here Dr. Yang. Would you please introduce yourself to us?
Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Yang, Dr. Tang. We're the parents of Lucas Tang.
Very good. Thank you so much. Well, we give you a better understanding of our campus and our programs. What do you want to know about NMMI? Ask us. We're here to answer your questions. You can ask us on social media using hashtag AskNMMI. You can post them in the YouTube chat or snap them to us at NMMI Life. This is a chance for you to get to know our school and what we're all about. We can inform you from the families who are here, their experience with us, so you can ask away. So let's begin with Miss Nancy. So how did you first learn about an NMMI, and what were your first impressions of the school?
This is our second interaction with New Mexico Military Institute for a Child. Cleary has an older brother who's 40 years old, and he went to NMMI for his junior year in high school. Our daughter-in-law also attended New Mexico Military Institute and was at one time a recruiter. So we were interested and always knew about New Mexico Military Institute, and then Cleary started having some interest in going there his freshman year. It didn't happen, but he did do the junior ROTC at his high school, which instilled in him the thought and the drive to want to go his sophomore year for New Mexico Military Institute. So that's how we ended up there now, and so happy with the decision to send him there.
Well, very good. So what were you looking for when you considered NMMI for your son's education?
Cleary is a child that likes structure and organization. And from previous experience, I knew that would be a good atmosphere for him. Also, he needs to be challenged, and that wasn't happening at his current high school. Educationally, he needs to be challenged. And we knew that they have been met.
Very good. Thank you. What about you, Dr. Yang?
We work here, so we know New Mexico Military Institute, and we work in the math and science department. So we know our education is the top notch in the nation. So the same thing as Miss Nancy says, I want Lucas to be challenged academically. So that's the first reason we want to send Lucas here. And by far, I see he's been challenged in all areas. And another reason I want to send Lucas here is because we want him to have the best education in leadership. And he proved us that he had gained a lot of leadership knowledges because he's the surgeon at the second semester. So we're pretty proud of him and proud of the educations and the leaderships provided by New Mexico Military Institute.
Very good. So, Dr. Tang, how did Lucas react when you started talking to him about the idea of attending NMMI?
So when he was 1 year old, we moved to New Mexico and we teach here. Then sometimes we bring him to the school and show him the cadets, the lab and the activity. And then we are trying to tell him, that will be your high school when you are ready. And then when he went to the middle school, one day he said, I'm ready. I want to go to NMMI. Then he's here.
Very good. Well, great. What about you, Nancy? What did Riley say when you start talking to him about coming to NMMI?
Well, it was not really a discussion that was just on my side. It was also something that Cleary had made the decision and had decided on his own. He, especially after doing 1 year of junior ROTC at his high school, he liked that aspect. And again, he knew that for him to have the future that he wants to have, he needed to get a better challenging education than what he was receiving at the local high school level. And so it was more, we were in sync with each other, and he wanted to come, I wanted him to come, so it happened.
Very good. So your children have been here for over a semester now. So Nancy, what did you see as the biggest difference in Riley's education since he started at NMMI?
His attention and drive to do his schoolwork. That was one of the things that he's always, before he got into high school at the local level, I never had any problems with missed assignments, not doing homework. He lost that drive his freshman year, and that was all back. He really likes the study hall aspect. He likes the encouragement that he gets from his peers and even other cadets about the doing the schoolwork and getting it done. And I see that he's back to what he used to be. It's a priority to him, and NMMI instilled that back into him.
Okay, very good. So Dr. Yang, what did you see as the biggest advantage to sending Lucas to NMMI?
I think when he came here, the first thing, after a couple of weeks, I found it out that Lucas become very responsible. So the greatest thing he got from here is he's become to be responsible for all his actions. So he know he had to finish the homework on time. And I have never to ask him, Lucas, do you have homework not done? So he always finished his homework on time, and he do all kinds of activities after school. He's participated in the STEM clubs, and he developed this excellent leadership in the court. So I think NMMI helped me to raise a successful young man. And New Mexico Military Institute did a great job.
Very good. We're happy to hear that. So Nancy, what about you? How do you see and what do you see being the biggest advantage of sending your son here to NMMI?
The educational foundation, plus the leadership that they receive there at the Institute. And he's back to the structure and the discipline. He's always been a well-organized child, and that just helps more instill that back into him.
Okay, thank you. We also have here with us tonight Ms. Fallon Muncy. She is the Assistant Director for Global Enrollment. So we have here a couple of live questions that just came in. So I would like to have her answering some of our questions. So we have a junior college program here. So we have a question here that says, how many junior college students does NMMI have in the ECP, and also ones that are playing baseball specifically?
Good evening. In our junior college, we have a little over 270 cadets total. Our ECP program varies in the years. So right now, I believe we have about 30, 35 students in our EAM.
Back to Nancy. Tell me, Nancy, did you have any concerns about sending your son here to NMMI, especially living in a different city?
No, just that I knew deep down in my heart I was going to miss him, but I had no fear, no worries. I knew that from reputation and from that the New Mexico Military Institute has, I did not send my son there with any worries other than myself and how I was going to miss his big old bear hugs he always gave me all the time.
Good.
The changes I've seen is I'm definitely more organized. I've realized that I like to learn, or not learn, sorry, that I like to live on a certain schedule, and that's something that NMMI has provided for us. I've also learned that I'm more apt to get out of my shell when I need to and not just stay in there. So those are two big ones that I've noticed.
Well, thank you. Now, Dr. Yang, tell me, what changes have you already seen in your cadet?
Let me first tell you my big concern sending him here.
Please.
You know, I have a 14 years young man, and he don't clean his room. He's not organized. So my biggest concern sending him here is I'm afraid that he don't know how to make his bed. He don't know wake up on time. He will miss formation. So I was worried. But turns out he didn't. He knows when to wake up, and he know how to organize his room, and he did everything on time. So the biggest change is he knows the structures now. So he managed to organize his life much better than I thought. And I think he did a good job. Yes.
That's great. I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm sure many parents, and especially many mothers, will be very happy to know that.
That's true. Yes.
Yes. So, Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez, can you talk to us a little bit about your international experience here at NMMI?
Yes. This institute has helped me a lot in many aspects. It taught me a lot of things, and here I met a lot of people that are long-lasting friendships. And another point that it's very important is that here, because I didn't have my parents close to me, I had to do by myself everything. So I learned to be more responsible, more mature. I'm more helpful right now, and I've changed a lot in here. Also, I'm not with people that I know for many years. Here, it's new people that are coming, so I have to learn to socialize and learn other cultures, and it has helped me a lot.
Very good. Well, thank you. And as you all probably remember, Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez is from Mexico. So NMMI has a large international population, and we have over 35 countries represented on our Corps cadets. So imagine the experience of all these cadets with our US citizen cadets or our American cadets. Just being immersed in this culture, it's such a great experience. So we have here another question that just came here. So, Miss Nancy, this question is for you. Tell us, what is the communication like with staff and faculty at NMMI?
The communication that I have had has been great. I had some questions for Clary's counselor, emailed him, he responded quickly. The same with when Clary had to go to the infirmary, and the interaction with that, and then the care that he received, no problem. And everybody was any questions I asked, and they were answered. There was very little delay in any response. And the same with the financial office. There has been times that I have had to contact them and ask questions. And in the very beginning, when I was trying to get all my paperwork together and everything, all the help that I received from anybody I contacted, there was never any delay. My emails were never ignored. I was very impressed because I come from working in a government agency, and I was impressed with how everything was handled from his admittance up until now. And like I said, even dealing with the medical part.
Great. Well, thank you. Dr. Yang and Dr. Tang, tell me, what is it like to be a professor here at NMMI and have a parent contacting you? Will you respond to the parent? Will you refer the parent to the academic counselor? How does that work?
Let me give you an example. So, for example, during the winter break, we have Chinese parents contacted me. Actually, the Chinese parents contacted the mission first, and the mission referred it to me because I can speak Chinese. So I was in touch with this Chinese parents, and the parents was here, and I gave them a tour around the campus, and I kind of introduced everything what's going on my point of view, because I can tell her that the academic is excellent here. You can see how many doctors we have on campus teaching high school courses, and I tell her that our academic is the best here, and she was really excited. And at that moment, I brought Lucas as well to tour the cadets around, future cadets at the time, and once they finished the tour, and the parents told me that she feels so relieved that she has somebody can reach out to take care of her son if her son is going to enroll in NMMI. So after the tour, during the evening, she messaged me saying that her son will want to come to NMMI. Because at the beginning, the son was really hesitated because he is kind of far away from New Mexico, and finally, after the tour we gave them, they decided to stay here because they see the campus is beautiful and we have all kinds of facilities, so they decided to stay. And also during the semesters, the parents, even though I'm not teaching the cadets, but she's keep contacting me about asking all kinds of questions, and I can refer her to the different personnel regarding the questions. So my point of view, if a parent is going to contact me, and I will let them, I will find the right personnel, direct them to the right personnel who can answer those questions. So the parents I toured and really happy with their son's educations and living conditions right now at NMMI, and they're really happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, Cadet Sergeant Peng, can you tell us what are the supports you have at NMMI?
So NMMI has supports for basically everything you can think of. In terms of academics, you have supports like tutoring. There's a period for tutoring in the morning, right before school begins. There's 2 hours at night where you do your homework. You can go and talk to your teachers. You can go talk to tutors in the library. Sometimes after school, there's also dedicated time where other cadets tutor other cadets. So there's a lot of resources in terms of supports for academic. For physical health, there's a lot of them too, such as the infirmary, which is open 24/7, 7 days a week. You can go during the morning, you can go during the night. There's also there's like in the gym, there's a facility, and it's for mostly athletes, but anyone can go there. They have an ice bath, they have drinks, they have people who can examine you and tell you what's wrong. in terms of
Wonderful.
like the core, there's also supports, they're called TLAs. They can help you with leading the core. They can help you in getting into your room if you get locked out. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, very good. Very good. Well, thank you. Now, Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez, can you tell us what was the biggest challenge you faced as an international student coming to an NMMI, and how did you overcome it?
The best challenge I found at NMMI it's academics because it's not my first language. I was struggling on it, but with the help of my teachers and friends, I overcome it because they're always there for you and available to help. Like you feel their support, and also you have advisors that are checking on you in academics and also morning tutoring, as Tang said already. And you are never gonna have a question that cannot be solved. Everything can be solved here.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Now, Fallon, let's talk a little bit about the process of applying to an MMI and all the different aspects of life on campus. So, can you talk a little bit about our application process in our upcoming open house?
Yes. So our application process, the first step is just to submit an application, and that's going to get everything started. So you can do that on our website at nmmi.edu. After you submit your application, you will receive an email from one of our admissions counselors, and they're going to be your point of contact through the entire steps, all from start to finish. So they'll give you all the steps needed in order to complete your application. High school students will need a GPA of 2.0 or higher, and high school students will also need to take a math placement exam, which is going to be about pre-algebra focused. And you will also need to do an entrance interview with your admissions counselor. Submit some documents, which include transcripts, health and consent forms, birth certificate, immunization records, and proof of insurance. Once we have everything submitted, we can review your file. We look at the file holistically, make sure everything is a fit for our school and you're a fit for us, and then we will move forward with processing your application. For junior college students, you'll still need the same thing, a 2.0 GPA or higher, transcripts, and the rest of the forms. We do offer campus tours Monday through Friday that you can take your test, interview, and during the time of your test. And then also, if you're not able to make it to campus, you can do your online interview and your test via Zoom. We do offer over 180 different scholarships and scholarships for New Mexico residents, financial aid, and tuition assistance for students. So please do not let finances be any concern. Let's get the application submitted and we will work with you and do everything we can to help you get into our school. If you do have any questions regarding the admissions process, please contact our admissions office. You can reach us at 575-624-8653 or at admissions@nmmi.edu. And finally, we will be having our open house, which is March 10th. This is a chance for anyone who is interested in learning more about New Mexico Military Institute and what we have to offer our students. You'll be able to spend a day on campus learning about cadet life and activities, and we will provide breakfast and lunch for you. And we'll have a few activities to kind of interact with cadets later. So if you'd like to RSVP, please once again contact our admissions office, or you can do that online as well.
Very good. As I said earlier on, we're planning and we're happy to have a very interactive YouTube live session. So I have a couple of questions for you here, Fallon. So first of the questions that just came now is, are there any band classes where you can learn about playing guitar?
Yes, NMMI does offer band and choir classes. And so I'm not sure of certain instruments that they do offer, but I know we do have students that play a variety of instruments. So yes, we will be able to offer that.
Very good. Another question that I have here, can you explain the reciprocity of New Mexico tuition and fees for Texas residents enrolling at NMMI?
Yes, so for our Texas residents, right now we are offering a tuition waiver for all of our El Paso residents and surrounding counties. And then for anyone within 120 miles radius of our school, we will also offer in-state tuition. For other Texas residents, we do offer WUI. And so we do offer a few different options. If you want more information, just please give us a call and we can kind of go into detail more into each program that you're interested in and which waiver you might qualify for.
Thank you very much. We have another question here. How many universities does NMMI have relationships with for the junior college students to transfer and to complete their four-year college?
I know it's over 15, possibly 20 right now that's on our list. We do have a full list that is available on our website. You just go to nmmi.edu and then look under junior college. We do have our complete list of all the programs that we are paired with other colleges. And you'll just need to have your 2.0, an associate's degree, and then our academic counselors will help you get into one of those schools of your choice to work on that 2+2 program.
Yes. Another reminder that I would like to share here is the fact that we do have many universities coming to our campus to recruit our junior college, excuse me, students. Usually our students are really good. They know when it's time to study, when it's time to play. So everybody wants to recruit our junior college sophomore. We're just getting ready to graduate. I would like to just have another reminder here that we want your question during tonight's event, and we'll get them answered on air. Post them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram using hashtag AskNMMI. Put them in the YouTube chat that you have there, or snap them to NMMI Life. Okay, so now I would like to speak to Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez. So when you arrived at the old post, how long did it take you to start making friends and to feel comfortable being away from home?
From the first day that I got here to NMMI, I got assigned to a troop, which is like a family for me. There are also new people as you. You're not alone. High school or college, it depends where. If you're high school, you're gonna be with high school, or college with college. Also, we have advisors that keep track of you. And on the disciplinary part, we have TLAs and SLAs that check that everything goes correctly, that you show up to formations, that you have good deportment, that you're not missing classes and everything.
Very good. So, Cadet Sergeant Tang, what about you? How long did it take for you to start making friends?
A lot of the friends I have at NMMI right now, I made them during the first week since we were all going through recruit training, just like all the other recruits. So we were in a similar situation. We could relate to each other. That's when I made a lot of my friends. As for adjusting to NMMI life, probably took me around a month, since it's not easy to get used to waking up so early, going, just having all the formations. It's a more rigorous schedule than I used to live in.
Very good. What about you, Cadet Walker?
Well, I was definitely fortunate to have two of my older sisters here when I first started, so they were automatically a friend to have. But then I was involved in like sports and going to classes, so going to those two things made me get out of my shell and just talk to a couple people and make friends.
Very good. Now, Cadet Riley, what about you?
I think it took me probably about 2 to 3 days to start making friends. Your first friend is obviously going to be your roommate. Just talk with them and get to know what their life is like. And then to make friends here at NMMI, don't be scared to just put yourself out. I mean, you live here, so you're going to make friends soon. Just put yourself out there and try to make friends. And adjusting to life, probably like Cadet Ting said, it was probably about a month because you just got to get used to the life of waking up early and following all the rules and knowing what to do around campus.
Very good. So, Cadet Riley, I have another question for you. How often do you get to go home?
You get to go home whenever you have breaks. It obviously depends on how far away you live because you can get what are called furloughs over the weekend where you can spend the night off campus. And if you live in Roswell, then you can go home just about every weekend. But I've been able to go home, I think, one time so far over Christmas break, but that was 6 weeks. So even if you rarely get to go home, you're still home for a while and it makes it feel good.
Okay, so Cadet Sergeant Tang, what about you? How often do you get to go home?
Personally, I live in Roswell, so I go home quite often. But a lot of it depends on whether we have core activities or not. If you have core activities, I might not go home on a weekend just because I find it more complicated. So it really depends on how far you live from NMMI. Oh, also, not to mention, if you have any like disciplinary problems, you can't go home. So be good.
Okay, so as I have you here, Cadet Sergeant Tang, can you tell me, do you have any advice for incoming recruits?
Uh, get used to not having your hair. It's gonna be feel really weird. You'll be wearing a hat all the time. It feels like you'll have your hat on, but just get used to not having hair. Don't just accept it. Don't be embarrassed because everyone gets shaved bald. Well, all the guys get shaved bald. I would also recommend, try and make as many friends as possible. It'll help you later on. It's just good for you.
Very good. Cadet Walker, do you have anything to add to what Cadet Sergeant Tang said? Any advice for incoming recruits?
I would say just keep an open mind. It's scary just coming away from home, but as long as you have an open mind and a positive attitude, I think the experience at NAMI would be good for everyone.
Very good. So Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez, what would you say for an international student who's getting ready to come to an NMMI in the fall? Any advice as an international student?
I'll say to don't lose this opportunity because it opens a lot of doors in your life, and also it's a great experience that you will experiment here.
Okay, so another question for you, Paulina. So you have roommates, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So how are roommates assigned? Do you know? Did you choose your roommate?
No, they are assigned randomly, and that's like the best idea because you can learn cultures like that. I learned many language for that. Now I learn more French and I know more about other cultures, and also it's good to have a different environment, a person that it's not from the same world as you. Not world, but like country, the place you live. You learn many things. So.
Very good. So Cadet Walker, I have a question here that just came to me, and I think you as a cadet can have the perfect answer to this. So at NMMI, can you use technology like cell phone, game system, have a TV, or even computers?
You can. When you come in as a recruit, they used to, I don't know actually for sure, but they used to take your phone away. Actually, no, you keep it. But they just want you to keep it in your room so you're not always on it and everything. But then as you turn, you are able to take it to classes. As of like for laptops, you're issued one, or you can bring your personal one. Gaming systems, I think some guys have them in their rooms and they play them when they want for their free time. But yes, you're allowed to have them.
Very good. And as a girl, tell me, what do you do with your hair at an MMI? Do they shave your hair?
No, thankfully they don't. When you come in as a recruit, you have to French braid it. So that's one requirement. But then once you turn into a private, you're able to put it in a bun like I have right now, or you can have it in a ponytail as Cadet Sanchez has it.
Okay, would you like to show us your hair? There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So now that I have your attention, Cadet Walker, tell me one thing. What is a typical day like at NMMI?
A typical day would start out with formation at 6:30, and then from formation we march to breakfast, and then we all eat there. Classes start at 7:50, so you have a little bit of time between breakfast and classes. And then the class schedules from 7:50 to 3:30, and each class is 50 minutes long. And then after classes, you have like practice or free time. So if you're in a sport, you go to the sport at 3:30, or you go to PT, or you just stay in your room, depending if it's PT day. And then after sports and everything, we have dinner at 6, and then we have formation at 6:45. Then after that is study hall at 7 from about 9:30, and then 9:30 to 10 is just personal time. So
Very good. So you mentioned after your classes that you have different activities, right?
yes,
If
ma'am.
you're a part of a sport, do you have that sport every day?
Yes, ma'am. I think it probably also depends on the coach, but usually you'll have the sport Monday through Friday, and then the weekend on Saturday is probably when you would have the game or competition. But yes, you have it every day.
Very good. So, Cadet Sergeant Tang, your proud parents shared that you have a rank and also that you're part of the STEM club. What time do you do that? What happens? When do you have free time for all of this?
So as for having a rank, it really depends on how good you are as a cadet, if you listen or not, if you have any disciplinary problems, and just overall if people like you. So as long as you're a good cadet and you don't make any enemies, you'll easily get promoted. As for STEM club, it's a club. Clubs either meet two times a week or one times a week, and it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays since there's no physical training after those days. And it's right after school, and you can go. You don't have to go, but it's recommended to go.
Thank you. Now, thank you so much for all the great questions. Please keep them coming. Now, succeeding academically and being prepared for the next step, it's our mission at NMMI. So, Cadet Walker, can you talk about the supports and what the teachers are like here at NMMI?
I think that the teachers are really supportive in everything we do. A lot of my teachers always emphasize that they have morning tutoring at 7:15. So if you need the extra help, you go. Our school also offers a website called tutor.com, so they're open 24/7, and you're able to get your help that you need. And like the other cadets have said earlier, we also have study hall, which is in the library or in your room, but you're also able to go get tutored from whether it be your peers or sometimes teachers will come at night for study hall and give you that one-on-one attention.
Very good. What about you, Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez? What are the supports you have from the teachers here?
As she said, we have morning tutoring. Also, if you're struggling at math, they have math lab in the school hours. If you have a free period, you can go. Also, every teacher emphasized like they have office hours also. They have in their doors usually a schedule where they're gonna be available for us. And also in the night, if you're doing bad in academics, an advisor will make you go to nice study hall. And it's like time that it's good for the parents because you know that if your children is doing bad, uh, they will make them do homework and have time in a classroom where a teacher is going to be supervising instead of just knowing they're gonna be in their rooms and being nervous if they're gonna do work or if they're gonna just.
Very good. Thank you. And thank you so much for the questions. We have a couple of additional questions here that we just received. So Cadet Walker, as New Mexico Military Institute Junior College Cadet, I have a question for you. So do professors at NMMI, do they have open hours, I believe the office hours, and offer tutoring or study groups?
They do. Some professors teach high school and some of them teach college or like both at this or both subjects. But they do have that.
Great, great, thank you. Now we have here a question specifically for Dr. Yang and Dr. Tang. So tell us, what is your favorite part of teaching at NMMI?
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite part teaching at New Mexico Military Institute is to see the face. They finally say, "Oh, I got it." So that's the joy of the part of teaching. So, and also another favorite part is I can see, they are successful at the end of the semester. Majority of my students are academic, prep students for the service academies. So the moment when they got their offers from the academies, appointments, and that's the time I feel like I really did a good job, prepared them well to get into the place they wanted to be.
So for me, like I used to teach at the public university. I have like 200, 300 students in the classroom. And at NMMI, we only have 15 students, or maybe sometimes like 10 students in classroom. So I remember all the name of the student, and I know where they are from. And sometimes we can talk about, the culture and then different language. And I can, they share like their personal, information, something like to me. And also I tell them like how to prepare for the college or how to, prepare for the test, like personal life. So that's the good thing. I can know each other and I can enjoy or, celebrate their successful things.
Thank you. Thank you. So I see here that we have somebody that really likes baseball, an athlete, right? So let's talk a little bit about that. So, Ms. Fallon, NMMI offers several athletic programs. We are Division I for our junior college athletic programs, right? And by the way, we are the national champions 2021 for football. So go Broncos, right? So we have here a question. Does NMMI baseball program, does it offer scholarships? We can, Ms. Fallon.
Sorry. Yes, they do offer scholarships. The point of contact would be with Coach Cook. He is the baseball coach. And so you'd want to reach out to him. He'll probably ask for some videos and things, but yes, they do offer scholarships for all of our athletic teams.
Also, there is a question. Does NMMI do our athletic teams? Can we accept walk-ons?
Yes, we do accept walk-ons, and for all of our high school athletic teams, you're able to just join, just to walk on. You don't have to try out or anything. For our junior college, we do have walk-ons and we do have scholarship athletes as well.
Okay. So Dr. Yang, when she was talking about what is the best part of her teaching here at NMMI, she mentions that she teaches a lot of the ECP, the Service Academy Prep Program cadets. Ms. Fallon, could you tell us what is the Service Academy Prep Program?
So our Service Academy Prep Program is a program that all 5 service academies, West Point, Merchant Marines, Naval Academy, and the U.S. Coast Guard, they all work with us to send students to us if they're not quite ready for their program. So they'll come to us for a year, sometimes 2 years, and work with Lieutenant Adam Villegas and work on getting either that sponsorship and appointment back to one of those academies, and it's just an extra year of prep for them.
Yes, and we also have the Air Force Academy as one of them. Yes, very good. Thank you. So, Cadet Sergeant Tang, tell me, what does leadership look like at NMMI?
So at NMMI, the leadership is very organized. It goes down like a chain of command. At the very top, for high school, you have the squadron commander, then it goes down to troop commanders, then your platoon leaders, your platoon sergeants, and then your squad leaders. So it's very organized. All the higher ranks are handpicked by the commandant and the commandant's staff to be good at their job. So they're all good. They're all good cadets, and it's really organized and it just flows really well.
Very good. So, Cadet Riley, tell me how you feel about the leadership here at NMMI.
I feel I like the leadership here at NMMI. It's really structured, and they have it to where your rank determines your position. So just about any rank here at NMMI, you have a leadership role. Even if it's just little, it's still leadership. So you always get to experience leadership, even if you have troubles climbing up in the ranks. And also, like Ting said, that the higher rankings, like the officers, they are handpicked. So they are cadets that can do a great job. So it's very well organized.
Thank you very much. Now, Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez, I have a question for you. I know a lot of you are involved in sports and extracurricular activities. So tell me about your experience.
I'm currently in the volleyball and basketball medicals team, and after school there is practices. Also, college athletics are very important because they can get also they can get you scholarships to go to really nice colleges after graduating from here. And I'm also involved in the international in some clubs, as the international, the Mexican, the BSA, and I'm actually leading the constabulary club right now.
Very good, thank you. What about you, Cadet Walker? What is your experience with sports and extracurricular activities here at NMMI?
For sports, I'm a year-round athlete. So in the fall time, I'm doing cross country, and then we transition into swimming. And then right now is the spring semester, so we're doing track and field. But it definitely brings a lot of different people together. So you're able to meet different people even when you haven't even seen them at school. You just run into them at sports. I'm also involved in the pentathlon club, which is swimming, running, fencing, shooting, and swimming. That's opened a lot of opportunities as well. So
Very good. So you've been here through your high school and now you're a junior college cadet, correct?
yes, ma'am.
So were you as involved in the athletic opportunities here while being a high school cadet?
Yes, I was. So everything that I did in high school, I just transitioned into college and it didn't really change. But I'm on the cross country team for college. So for track and field and swim, I don't compete anymore because we don't have those offered, but I still compete for cross country.
Very good. Good job. So, Dr. Yang, could you please talk to us and tell us what do you think the military structure at NMMI has provided to Lucas, your son?
I think I love the structure they provided it to Lucas, and what I can see is he really grows up a lot as a young man instead of a teenager. So he's become really responsible, and I've noticed that in the last couple of weekends that he decided not to go home because he had this leadership trainings. So I can see that he's really eager to get a position in the corps, and that's telling me that he's really developing those leadership skills, and that's those skills which is you cannot find anywhere else in Roswell, in New Mexico, maybe in the nation. So I think NMMI really, New Mexico Military Institute, is really providing a structured military environment for the young young men here, and they are receiving this type of structure, military structures at a young age. I think they can really build up their experience and their structures, so it's going to help them when they are actually going to colleges and really live on by themselves.
Very good, thank you. Nancy, is there anything you would like to add to what Dr. Tang said?
Yes, I agree with her about the leadership, and Cleary also has taken the leadership courses on the weekends. And if what he is learning from discussions I've had with him is if he chooses not to pursue a military career or one of the service academies once he graduates from the Mexico Military Institute, the foundation that he's learning in those courses is going to be a great foundation for him for whatever he chooses for his future. And just based on that as a great base, along with the wonderful education that he is receiving, is just, you can't, I agree with everything Dr. Tang said. You can't get it anywhere else.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, I have a couple of additional questions to our cadets here. Thank you for the questions you're sending. So, Cadet Walker, do you have to do your own laundry?
They offer laundry services here. If you're a rat, you have to take it down to the dry cleanings and they will do it. And you'll probably get it back within 1 to 2 days. But then once you turn, you're able to go and do your laundry just whenever you're free, and you can actually use the washers and the dryers. I'm fortunate enough, I just take my clothes home on the weekends and I have my mother do them for me. But yes, you're able to do it here.
Okay, wow. So I will continue. I have another question here I would like to ask you. Do you have to be able to do a lot of physical fitness to be a cadet at NMMI?
I don't think so. It's kind of they stress it and they don't. You're able to join a sport, so if you're able to do it, you can do it. But then they have the core PT. I don't really know what it's consist of because I never gone, but I know you like have to run, do sit-ups, push-ups, things like that. But if you're not able to do it, I don't think it's a real problem per se. But
Okay, very good. So let's wrap up tonight's discussion with I have one final question to our cadets. So I'm going to ask each one of you, what has been the best part of the NMMI experience for you or for your family? How do you, when you go home, what do your parents say about you? So let's start with Cadet First Lieutenant Sanchez. What is the best part of being a cadet here? Your experience at an MMI?
My parents are always saying to all their friends and they are very proud of me. And I'm like, what have I done? Like I went to a military school, and then they told me like they have seen a lot of stuff on me that I improve a lot and change in many aspects, like huge. They always say that I got more responsible and organized, more mature, more smart, independent, and that now I always want to help, even that they don't ask me for, and that I make things that they don't order.
Thank you very much. Cadet Riley, what about you? What has it been, what has been the best part of the NMMI experience for you?
I think the best part of the NMMI experience for me so far has been the friendships I've been able to make and the knowledge I've gained. I've become friends with a lot of people from places I've never even heard of, places that are like out of this country, and it's given me a lot of knowledge on outside cultures and stuff I've been able to take home. Like I've been able to use like it's given me knowledge of like the world that I can use like common sense kind of stuff. And I've noticed this is probably one of the biggest things at my church. I have a lot of veterans that go there and they've heard of me going to NIMI, so it creates a lot of conversation starters.
Very good, thank you. Now, Cadet Walker, it's your turn to tell us about the best part of your NMMI experience.
the best part I'd have to say would be the friends. You'll just meet a variety of people, and I have two best friends that I'll never forget that I met here, and they just always understand you. You can't just talk about NMMI to anyone because they just won't ever really relate to it unless you came here. So yeah, friends is a big one for me.
Very good. What about you, Sergeant Tang?
I I also agree with the friends you make. It's one of the big experiences. Like for example, last semester we had a bunch of Brazilian transfer students. So you got to meet them, you got to learn more about their culture, more about how they live. And you just learn a lot of different cultures. Another point is that, your parents will meet other NIMI parents, so you make a lot more connections. Your parents can relate to each other, and it's just good overall.
Thank you very much. Now, Nancy, is there anything that you consider important to share with a parent who's getting ready to send their child here to NMMI?
Yeah, it's just the child themselves needs to be prepared to come themselves. And it can't be something that can be this forced on them. They have to have a willingness to come also, because they dedicate a lot when they're there, and so they have to have the want to go. And Clary earlier talked about, he was asked about leaving, how often he gets to go home. But there are weekends that they have the furloughs and on. There's been times that we have come to NIMI to visit him, and he has stayed overnight with us out in the hotel. We take him out to eat, take him shopping so he can get some of his extra supplies. So even though they don't have a vacation coming home, NIMI, we have that opportunity. And then there were 2 weekends that we were traveling through Roswell because his sister had swimming events. And we were able to pick him up and take him with us to her swimming events and then take him back to the Institute. So there are those options also. They're just not stuck on campus. Parents are able to come and visit their cadets.
Very good. Thank you. Dr. Yang, Dr. Tang, as not only professors here, but as parents, is there anything else you would like to add to that?
I want to tell the future parents, New Mexico Military Institute parents, I want you to be patient. Give your future cadets some time. Give yourself some time, because when they come to NIMI, they're gonna face a brand new world. It's completely different than the world they used to live in. So you got to give the cadets some time to adapt to the world here. And you should give yourself time to adapt to the staying away from your kids. So trust your kids, trust us, trust our faculty, trust our leadership, trust our education. Your kids is going to be in a good hand. We are going to take care of them. Don't worry.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for watching us. If you're interested in learning more about NMMI, you can contact us at admissions@nmmi.edu. If you want to apply, we have apply for the fall. We have our deadlines in our website. You can always verify the information there at www.nmmi.edu. To learn more about our school, follow us on social media. You will see plenty of videos and information from not only our cadets, but our staff and faculty. You can always watch any parts of this back, and you can share with others that might be interested in attending NMMI. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and have a good night.